Hey guys, it's Nean here again with another episode of Surviving the Bronze League, and it is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss today, which are famed for their cheese and all around rushing and general complete and utter chaos. So I'm spawned up here, up in the, suppose it's 1 o'clock position. And the opposing Protoss 0 is down here in the 5 o'clock. I can't remember which map this is for the life of me. But hey, it's one of the ladder maps. It's pretty common. And you'll come across it eventually. So 9 pylon for, no, sorry, 8 pylon for me. I tend to go 8 pylon when it's either Zerg or Protoss. But got a 10 pylon going down, which leaves him temporarily supply blocked. But I also throw down the forge, and I should probably get the nameplate up. There we go. I throw down a forge, and you'll be seeing a couple of cannons coming out soon, just to protect against any early 4-gate or probe rush, because I have actually had quite a few probe rushes, which once you get used to defending them, they're pretty easy. But just getting the forge down and then going to one cannon there, and another one probably going to be around here at some point when I get the minerals up to 150. And cannon should drop down any second. There it is. And we've got 0 here taking, instead of going to the natural, why would he go to natural? He can just expand somewhere. But he is going to try and scout out there, seeing if cross positions, but it's not cross positions. But he's gone for gateway after 2 pylons, which is 12 gateway, so 10 pylon, 12 gateway. Not quite the ideal efficiency, but then chronoing the Nexus, and I dropped down my gateway at 15. So, pretty, well, sort of not really standard, but then there's the forge going down. So at the moment we've got pretty much the same happening. We're both got or getting 2 pylons. We've both got or getting a forge, and we've both got or getting a gateway. However, he's taken 2 gas, and I've started. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, he started pumping a zealot out, which is. And then the probe's going to come up to my natural. Got a zealot guarding the front against any invasion. And if we look at the unit count, it's 16 probes to 14, so he takes the probe lead, and 100 in the army supply. I'm taking my first simulator now, preparing to go for Cybercore. And there it is, the Cybercore. And this little probe's going to start a pylon. So, it's either going to be a proxy pylon or a cannon rush. What could it be? Well, judging by the forge first there, and it's not being used for upgrades, he also gets the same cannon sort of layout as me. But it's going to be a cannon rush. Yay! So that's 3 cannons, so that's 450 minerals off the bat. And you see I've got quite a few minerals stockpiled up. I'm not doing much until I get warp gate research underway. I've used a couple of zealots in case the 4 gate comes out. But at the moment, that's 3 photon cannons, so 450. Send a couple of zealots out to scout. I don't actually notice the cannon rush. And this is going to be the 4th and 5th and 6th cannons. So at the moment we've already got 900 minerals spent on cannons for 0. Well, 900 up there, and then another 300 down here. So 1,200 minerals spent on cannons, and then another 400 spent on the pylons to back those cannons up. I only notice these cannons when they start firing at me, so I instantly pull my zealots out, and unfortunately they both do die. Oh no, that one makes it through. But, again, 6 pylons, 6 times 150 is something. 450, yeah, 900. And then another 2 down there. So already putting quite a lot into this cannon rush. He's managing to keep his minerals pretty low. Whereas I'm letting him run a bit amok. But dropping down the robo, since now I know that he's cannon rushing majorly. And yet more cannons go down. That's another 450. So anybody who's good with their 4.5 times table will tell you that that is a lot of resources. I'm going to actually see another one go down. So at the moment, we have 10. So that is 1,500 minerals. And my Stalker does actually manage to take one down before it completes, which gives me slight advantage. And we've just got a probe hovering up here, checking that I don't sort of sneak across. But I've got Robo up, and I'm getting gateways 2 and 3, as well as ground armor. Because if I'm going to be facing a lot of cannons, I want my units to be able to survive. And I'm getting a warp prism straight away. Something that I like to do when I'm under cannon rush is, if the conditions allow it, and I don't have any cannons in stupid places such as down here, or across here to take down any warp prisms, I will get a warp prism out and just float it around the map, trying to find their base and a good drop site. So we've got, he's getting 1 shields done, so his cannons will have even more. Oh, he's getting even more. Now up to 11, so 12, 13, 14 cannons in total, which is getting ridiculous. So 2 more warp gates coming up, and I decide to take a probe with me off on a little day trip out to this side of the map, if I remember rightly, to set up a quite far away expansion. And another 2 go down, making a total of 8, and that is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cannons. So it's getting pretty stupid now, almost using up 3,000 resources. And I'm actually doing great on resources side. I can warp in units all day pretty much. But I will see this probe here when I come over it with the warp prism, and he'll probably see me. Yes, he's begun a nexus. So I will stop the prism and change it into warp in mode and get a Stalker just to deny that expansion and take it for myself, because I've got the probe in there. And that's another cannon, so that is 16 cannons still alive, along with the 3 cannons that we've got dotted around them. Well, no, we've lost 2, I think. So that's 15, 16, 17, and then we've got 2 down here, 18, 19. We're almost at hovering around the 3,000 mineral mark used. Not to mention, I can't remember if he actually cancelled this nexus, so that's another 400 minerals, and he's only on 1 warp gate. Now, he's getting a cyber core at 25 food, 11 minutes into the game. He's finally getting gateways 2, 3, and 4, now that he's realised I've got a warp prism, and I won't just sit in my base forever idling until I can get an army which can take out 16 cannons. Sorry, 15 cannons. And a probe. And 4 pylons. So, I set up an expansion down here, mainly because he thinks that I think that he thinks that I've expanded up here, but I haven't. I've expanded in the 3rd of that spawn position, and coming across with my warp prism with its Soul Stalker in. But I have enough money and enough food. Well, I say food, enough psi matrix, feeding energy things, and 3 warp gates ready to warp in whenever I feel like it. So at the moment I'm sitting pretty well. I'm on, and there's the drop. I'll keep the Stalker back until I can warp in a couple of rounds. So that's 1 round that goes down. And take out this nice Artosis pylon, which makes it nice and easy. It powers down everything. The Lone Zealot attempting to come back. It doesn't actually, the Artosis pylon doesn't quite cover everything. It's got he's got a gateway, and he almost takes out the Stalker's shields on that, but they will quickly start to regenerate. And we've got some more pylons coming down, just so that he can get his buildings powered up again. But I take one down. I've already taken one of his gateways down, I think, which he decided to start building. But take that one down. Start to take down the active gateway. And just there's a cannon over there, which I am trying not to die from. But he's managed to get 3 gateways back up and powered. And has he built any more cannons? Yes, he has. We're now up to 17 cannons in my natural. And I've decided to just neglect this nexus because there's not really much point doing anything. His cyber core goes down. And I've now got another 2 warping rounds in. One of his gateways goes down. The second of his starts to take hull damage. And I start, ooh, he's managed to get 2 stalkers out, but that's not really of any concern to me. I've got the stalker advantage and pretty much the upgrade advantage, and he leaves the game. So that is what happens when a cannon rush goes so hopelessly wrong, especially when you try to build 17 cannons, plus the 2 that died, so we're now up in the realm of 19. That's 21. That's 23. I make that 3,450 minerals. I won that game, and I still had 1,625 left over. It was a pretty weird game. I actually sort of talked to this guy a bit afterwards on French, well, not French chat, but on the battle.net chat, and I said if you're going to cannon rush, it's best to use a couple fairly close to the ramp rather than sort of 10 or 12 sort of miles away from anything. He accepted that, and I think he was quite surprised that I actually managed to defend against that and successfully repel it. But it shows that if you have someone who's not that sort of competent with the with doing cannon rushes, or is fairly new to the game and has seen one of the pros do it on a live stream, they will try it, and it might not go as they expected, and then they don't know how to recover from it. So I think that is all for this game, and I will see you in the next replay.